Today's video is about Meross Smart Wi-Fi Thermostat MTS200, which is an electric underfloor heating system compatible thermostat. First of all, let's look into the contents of the box. You'll find the Apple Homekit brochure with the needed QR code to set up the device, a user guide in various languages with wiring diagrams and other useful stuff, and some stickers to wire the labels at your thermostat. The design of the thermostat is quite simple. It's quite plain, but I like the simplicity and the minimalism of it. On the back side of the thermostat you will find the wiring diagram, which is very useful. It also has an internal temperature sensor. In the box you will find also a temperature sensor for the underfloor heating and some mounting screws. The connection of the sensor is quite simple and straightforward. Now, before the installation you need to power off the old thermostats and do it from the circuit breaker. And after this is done, you can proceed with the installation. As you can see, I had two thermostats, one for the office floor heating and one for the sauna floor heating. I will replace both of them. I inspected also the old connections just to be sure that everything fits and the connections are the same. Removed the old thermostat and proceeded with the wire labeling with the stickers provided in the package. You also can notice that I have left the ground wires without any use because the new Meross thermostat didn't require those. So I will just isolate them later and keep them in the box. Now I tested the thermostat and everything seems to work. I installed the second thermostat the same way as I did with the first one, with labeling the wires. And quite straightforward, I noticed that the new thermostats are bigger than the old ones, so I have to figure out how to fasten them. For that I drilled some extra holes to fasten it to the wood behind the thermostat and used some simple small screws to fasten it. Well, not on the first try, but on the second or third or fourth try I managed to get the panel there, because one of the screws was too big actually. Second one also works. Now I removed the protective film, and for my surprise there was some glue residue left on the thermostats from the protective film. I don't know if the film was already too old or something like that, but it's quite easy to remove the glue with a soft microfiber cloth and just rubbing it out with my bare fingers. Yes, as my thermostats were located too close to the light switch, I had to trim the light switch bracket and then fit the light switches on. In terms of functionality, you have several buttons like mode selection, for example. So there's heating selection, there's selection to cool, and eco, and also auto or schedule. Temperature control buttons are quite straightforward with arrows, and there's also a Wi-Fi connection indicator. As already mentioned, the Meross thermostats are a bit bigger than my old ones, so that's one of the things which you should take into consideration before installation of the thermostat. Even if it's only a solo thermostat on the wall, you should still take the dimensions and measure it, whether it will fit or not. The connection of the thermostat is quite straightforward, but I had to reset it by holding the up and down arrows for 5 seconds before I was able to get it connected to the app. And after it restarted, I proceeded with download of the Meross application from the App Store. Once this was done, you can register a new user to use the service. After registering the user, you can now proceed with adding a new device. And you just find your smart thermostat, choose the right device, and proceed with reading the instructions. Before connecting, you need to check that the Wi-Fi LED is blinking. And then you can scan the accessory QR code, and it's adding the Meross thermostat to your Apple Homekit. After that, you can configure the name of the thermostat and add additional data about it. Now you can see that the thermostat is connected, and you can adjust various settings of the thermostat in the application. You can choose an icon for the device. You can set up the brightness of the display. You can adjust the mode temperatures. Set up a schedule by your liking, which is quite handy, as I discovered, because it makes no sense to use the thermostat on the full capacity during the night, for example. So you can set this up the way you like and the way you would like the floor to be heated on different occasions. To continue, you can also use the temperature calibration mode here. There's also a possibility to override the scheduled temperatures if you like. Open window detection is very useful. Floor overheat protection. And there are other useful features which you can configure from the application menu. All in all, I would say that there is a lot of different configuration options, and the simplicity of the thermostat is really great. It works very well. I've been using it now for a couple of weeks, and I'm really happy with the product. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.